better. All right. Looks like we're on.
Hey, y'all.
Miss Christina's here. Y'all let us know
Let's
you're
see.
here. We're going to give everybody a few minutes. I think most have been watching Wes and Angie. That's where we were.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching Wes and Angie over at Big Family Small Farm. We always watch
They
them at
don't
5
look as
o'clock on
bad
Sunday.
on there. It
Okay.
looks on our
That's
screen.
fine. There's Cliff. Hi, Cliff.
We're trying to get our lights right, and it looks, I think, a little worse on our screen than it does on yours.
We're just giving everybody a few minutes. Hey, Miss Gail. Deboning a turkey.
Ooh, that's some work. Hey, Miss Sandy.
There's Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Guys, we're just giving everybody just a few minutes that's been over with Wes and Angie. They've just wrapped up with their live, and we want to give everybody a few minutes to get on before we just take off with it.
And Chris, Miss Main Nana Bear, Valerie, Kim.
So, we wrapped up football season this week, guys, so it is time to ramp up the channel.
It is.
So we put that in the title. We've gotten a lot of questions about why we only did one video a week and things like this and putting more stuff out, and that's always been the answer. Is we always had something going on with the kids, and I was coaching football, and that 4 to 5 days a week. So now it's time to get some projects done and time to ramp up the channel.
That's right. Hey, Miss Sue.
So
and Terry and Ellen.
At some point during the course of this, if you want to throw it in there in the comment section, tell me some things you would like to see, because I can already tell you that we have the camper coop project that will be completed this fall / winter.
Yeah.
We will be doing Zoe's raised bed garden.
Getting it all set up and ready.
Ready to go. Since Tracy decided to visit the farm, Tracy from Just Dig It, that means I have a lot of stuff I've got to move.
We do. We got all our fruit trees that got to be moved.
I've got to move things.
Right.
And Tim said Big Family Small Farm sent him.
Yep.
Hi, Tim. I think I saw you post the link to our channel for them over there on their live a few minutes ago when I was watching it. But
hey, Miss Terry and MC and PC.
We have the orchard stuff that will start.
Hey, Christy.
Wes was just talking about his orchard. I think everybody's putting in orchards now. Is it Jason's fault?
It is. Well, it might be.
Well, we already had blueberry bushes and figs and things like that, but now we're actually doing an orchard, and I'm blaming it on him.
Yeah.
And the fact that we only live 15 minutes from Petals from the Past doesn't help.
That's right.
He was talking about them on the live too, and it's really good that we live right here in the county with Petals from the Past, so it's 15 minutes up the road.
Tim's a moderator.
Oh, okay, good deal.
Gotcha.
There they are.
Yeah.
Big Family Small Farms on.
Y'all.
I'm guessing it's Wes, because he's not going to let Angie on here if he's worried about us talking about baby pigs.
We're going to talk about baby pigs.
He already told her he's not even going to let her come when they pick up the turkey.
Yes.
She can at least visit and play with them.
That's right.
Because they won't pet pigs anyway. Hey, A&W.
They're both here.
They're both. Oh, goodness. Tim spent $2,000 in fruit trees this year.
That's probably what we're going to be looking at. Because.
Hi, Linda.
It is time to start building some berms. Isn't that the right word?
Yeah.
Some berms and getting it all set up, because if we're going to do it, it's time to do it. The
worst part, and well, I I don't want this
Thanks,
to
Linda,
sound
for
mean.
joining us.
The worst thing that could have happened for my workload was Tracy visiting our farm.
Oh man,
But I sure did enjoy her having her there. But man, her and Zoe got to walking around making plans, and my workload shot through the roof.
that's right. Cliff said at least he don't have to ask about the baby pigs now.
He was going to ask anyway. But we've got projects ramping up, and Zoe's raised beds of garden is definitely going to go in there because she's
already
been
got
asking
the
about
wood
that.
for a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited because I have it in my head exactly how I want it. And now it's just time to put the pieces together, literally, and get it going.
Hey, Pawpaw's Kitchen. Karen said we should sneak a pig in Angie's back seat, maybe 2.
I mean, if
We
you
wouldn't know
get
they were
one,
gone.
you might as well get 2. They
Oh,
need
yeah.
a friend.
Absolutely.
And if you can catch one, you can catch 2. So we just had, if you see, we're all fancied up right now. We had.
You're not fancied up. You changed clothes.
I did.
You're
I
in
took
the
my
Chestnut
dress
Hills
off.
sweatshirt.
I'm in my cute sweatshirt, but I just took my dress off because we had Head Family Farm on our farm today and had our pictures done for our website. Y'all, we never thought we would have a website. We never thought we would have to have a reason to have a website, much less have a website. And now here we are working on the details of the website.
Yep.
And so that is so exciting for us because we're just little old Nick and Zoe over here, and so it's pretty cool to be going through that. And we had them out, and Rhett and Eleanor got to play for a long time this evening, and we got to do some pictures of our family and my baked goods, and it was just a good time of some fellowship with some people.
Pin that one.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Whichever one of y'all typed that. And look, I know that we may get the comment, well, y'all said that about everybody, but it's a
our
fact.
Community is awesome.
And it's not just, when she says community, she's not talking about just people that live right around us. They're an hour and a half away.
They are.
But in this community, the farm creator homesteader community,
yeah,
everybody has been just amazing, and Zach and Jacqueline are no exception.
That's right.
So she was out taking the pictures for the website, and I know Rhett enjoyed his time with Eleanor. They were playing and just being kids on the farm, where they always, they just act different. But
that's right.
Farm kids are used to, hey, come look at my baby this, and
yeah,
hey, come look at my pigs and my goat. And we were trying to get pictures made for a website, and it was a very eventful evening.
And Heidi wanted to be in the middle of all of it.
Heidi wanted to be in all pictures.
Yes. She said, good evening. She loved my spotlight on Just Dig It Farms.
Yeah, if y'all missed that, Zoe's video came out Friday.
That's right. So if you hadn't seen it, I hope you do take some time to go and watch it. It's it's not as much about us as a farm, but about me and the background of it, and some of the things that I've been through, and not really how we got to where we are, but how I've grown as a person. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Miss Terry said, I saw a short of Zach telling a dad joke, and what made me laugh was how much he was laughing before he said the punchline.
We talked about that a little bit when we got back from the Gulf Coast.
That's right.
Meetup, because he told one during their talk on egg genetics. Oh, and that is the part that gets me tickled, is how hard he laughs right before he gives you the punchline.
And Jacqueline didn't know the punchline, so she couldn't really help him out. We just had to wait him out.
But that is my favorite part of all of them. And there's like, I don't know, 34, 35 of them now. And that's my favorite part is he will get tickled every time before he gives you the punchline. So
Yes.
I start laughing before I hear the end of the joke.
That's right. Hey, Miss Tammy. Miss Dorothy.
Miss Dorothy.
Mama's been sick.
So Miss Dorothy, we'll add her to the prayer list. We'll make sure we'll talk about that at the end.
That's right.
Oh.
Hey, Miss Ann.
Miss Ann
from Andale Homestead. Everybody's watched it, and that makes my heart happy because, you know, a lot of people don't know. You know, we were talking about this with them earlier today. You don't know somebody's story, and to be able to be at a point where I feel like I'm comfortable enough with who I was and who I am now it's a big deal to me to be able to share that and try to speak life to other people, because everybody needs to know their worth. That was, I don't want to veer off into it because I'd like for them to watch it, but worth and worthy and worthless are things that we put in our head. And, you know, the more people tell us or the world tells us we're unworthy or worthless, it takes all that worth feeling away from us. And so we need people to be able to feed that back into us and speak life into us. And it's very important because no matter who you are or where you've been, you're still worth something. Your worth is not based off what people around you think. It's not. Our worth is in, in our Lord, and He's the only thing that matters. And sometimes it is hard to remember that in your day-to-day life. So I don't know. Maybe somebody needed to hear that.
So you never know who may need to hear it. You've got some people on here that said they walked a few miles on that road.
That's right.
And
it's a hard road.
I don't think anybody that sees you now would know that was part of your story if you didn't tell it.
That's right.
And there's people within our church and Zoe has done a feature that was done, a video was done for our church, and they asked Zoe to tell her story.
And actually, I have that on our YouTube.
I've seen it.
It's in our playlists. I think it was a sermon he had preached a few years ago, and it's the whole thing on there with their take of my story.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to see it's a little bit more of the story.
Yeah. And it's the pastor's sermon brought full circle with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and how that goes together. You can find that in the playlist. It's under New Life Church.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in the playlist, and goes a little more in depth on Zoe's story than she went into. And you and Tracy probably talked about it because y'all were both boohooing. But
yeah. And I feel like too that I might take a Tuesday or a Friday morning and kind of just
do a live.
Yeah, do a live and go through it.
Well, that was part of what we were going to talk about tonight. Is that we'll have a video coming out in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Our video for this week. But since we're ramping up on the channel and trying to do more videos, later this week, we will be putting a video out about our story, the farm story, and exactly a little bit more detail than what we've already had out there before on God's plan and what we're following and how all that has come together.
Yeah.
Because it can be nothing else the way things have happened, and we're going to put that story out there. So that's going to be our video later this week. We've talked about doing it on a live before.
Yes. I think I would rather put it together uninterrupted, and let's tell our story together. And
I was afraid of doing it and veering off, answering a question or saying hi to somebody or whatever. I want to do that in a version where
you can watch it in your time
we tell the whole story, and then we can just answer the comments or questions
we'll
about
come
it.
back together and talk
Yeah.
about it maybe Sunday.
Yeah.
If there's anybody who has any questions on it or something.
Sure.
It sounds good to me.
But that's the version that we'll put out there later this week.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are like us, but we like to hear people's story and how they've gotten to where they are, and we're people watchers. We watch things around us. We're always Nick's always very aware of everything going on, and just you learn by watching and listening and just observing.
And Miss Rhonda, you absolutely can ask questions on the next live.
Right. Grammy Rat is in the bedroom watching TV. He's been playing at the farm with Eleanor when they came and did our family pictures today for the website, and he looked so handsome. And when I get some pictures from Jacqueline, I'll show them to you. But he had his cowboy hat on today and a corduroy button-up shirt.
And a lot of people had asked, because there were a lot that knew already that the Head family was visiting the farm for this. And I know some of you had asked, hey, do a live with Rhett and Eleanor.
Well, it was
our lifetime number one is so late.
And it's already dark. Yeah, they left right as the sun was starting to set. I mean, we got home at 5:15 to go live at 6.
Yeah.
And it was already getting dark, and it was cold, you guys. It's just we
were actually watching Wes and Angie live
on our way home.
On the way home, we had the phone propped up on the console.
Yeah.
We had to get on the way home.
That's right. And it's cold. That's all. I'll probably say that a bunch. It's been cold. I'm not built for, what is it, 50 degrees?
And most of these people are going to tell you that 50 degrees is not today, defined right? as cold.
That was what it was today, right?
See, Sarah right there is from Minnesota. She came over from Cog Hill.
Hi, Sarah.
Which most did. Sarah, go ahead and inform Zoe that 50 degrees is not considered cold.
He said, I'm so lost, I have to look at my driver's license to see what I look like, where I live, and who I am.
See, right? Sarah said it's 20 degrees there.
No.
That's cold.
I was shivering.
Now,
my nose was running. Granted, shivering.
Granted, this is Alabama, and there's a huge difference between Alabama and Minnesota. 50 is a heat wave.
Oh my gosh, y'all! No swimsuit weather in Minnesota.
But
I don't think so.
Now, I will give Zoe this. Yes, it was high 40s, low 50s, but the wind was blowing 20 miles an hour.
We did it yesterday for football. Like, we started out a cold day.
Yeah.
It never got any better. And all it did was stay cold. And then we ended up doing some processing yesterday into the dark. Oh, goodness.
We did. We were processing chickens after dark yesterday.
That's right.
Sharon sounds like you.
She does. Yeah,
that sounds like something Zoe would say, Sharon.
I don't want to be too hot. I don't like to sweat. Sweating. Nick gets on me all the time. I tell him I'm sweating to death. He said, if you're sweating, you're not going to die.
That's right. It's when you stop sweating, you have to worry about it.
But I sweat. I don't like sweating, and I don't like freezing. I like a nice 60s, high 60s, low 70s, where I could or could not have to wear maybe a thin sweater.
See, I told you there's people on here that wish it was 50 degrees.
She has snow. Miss Karen has snow.
She's in Lower Michigan, had 3 inches. I saw it snowed in Gatlinburg. It's already snowed in Gatlinburg.
Listen,
I bet that's
our
beautiful.
whole town, our state shuts down when it flurries. Like, I'm glad I know how to make my own bread, because the whole town, everything, schools shut down with the threat of flurries.
So y'all tell me, is this only Alabama, or are there other places? And it doesn't look, I know Maine and Minnesota, places like that, don't even think about snow. Y'all don't even worry about it. But when you are going to have snow, if you're somewhere in the South, wherever, Do y'all have the same issue with all these people going to buy milk and bread?
It sells out. Like, just if James Spann, who's our forecaster, says that it's gonna
Tim
it
said
might,
if you live in a state of confusion.
yeah, that's right. If it's even remotely looks like we might get snow in the next week, the whole state just plans to shut down, and there's no milk, there's no bread, there's nothing. Like, there's nothing. Better than toilet paper selling out. Ooh, man.
Tell me about it.
I remember when all
and
that
Dale
was...
said they roll up the sidewalk when the first flake falls. Texas shuts down and wipes out the shelves. Timothy, are you saying the same in Virginia for milk and bread?
That's crazy.
I don't understand it.
I mean, I'm not dipping my bread in my milk.
I'm just telling you, Wes, since y'all have moved to Alabama, I don't know if it was the same way in Mississippi and Louisiana. I'm sure it probably is because I don't understand these people. But y'all better get to the grocery store. And since you live in Alabama, you have to follow James Spann too. That's like the state meteorologist.
She said in Seattle.
Just for a record.
Christina said if we get snow, people stock up. But Seattle has hills from hell, very hard to drive.
I bet it.
Oh, I bet. Mm-hmm.
Linda,
she said I have a friend that said forget the milk and bread, buy beer and diapers. That's right. People lose their mind when it's crazy. People lose their mind when things are out of the normal. Like, there's Head family, got to get milk and bread. That's right. I mean, I don't understand.
Well, see, they're from Tuscaloosa, so I know they're already following James Spann anyway.
That's right.
I was just letting Wes and Angie know, hey, that's who you better be watching.
See, that's the good thing about being homesteaders. We got our own milk and bread. We can take care of it. We ain't even got to waste the gas to go to the store.
She's here. They shut down the roads for going to have a hard freeze.
Yeah, I bet so. They shut down the road for hard freeze. Ooh, I wouldn't know how to drive in snow.
Y'all, we actually had in Alabama, and I have friends from up north that made fun of us on Facebook because they named the storm Snowmageddon.
They did.
It snuck up on them, and look, I'm not a meteorologist, so don't ask me what the details were. But whatever happened with the temperatures, they were not expecting what happened.
Hey, Miss
and they had people that got stuck on Highway 280 for days.
They did. Yep.
It's not about mine. I had to get pizza rolls and beer when we were in college.
That's right. I mean, priorities. You got to have
See,
them.
I would get pizza rolls before I got milk and bread.
Because if you lose power, your milk's
Hey, Miss Carolyn.
bad.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I guess you just take it outside and set it on the...
I do remember being a kid in the very early 80s, 81, 82, and somebody might concur. This was before Zoe was born.
You was already driving.
I was not. But
you've been driving.
It was like
80 years.
It was like 81 or 82. We had a severe ice storm, and we were out of power. We were very rural, and we were out of power for several days. And I remember my parents putting all the milk and all the groceries out on the screened-in porch. The coolers on patio to hill. Absolutely.
That's right. She said, I'm a Nebraska girl, been married to a Texas boy 23 years, and every year he asks when it starts getting cold if I'm ready to move south. Today I finally told him yes. Is he
ready to go back to Texas?
Y'all turn in, what are they called? Snowbirds? Is that what they do? Where you fly south for the winter time?
I don't know if she married a Texas boy. I don't know if he would qualify as a snowbird.
That's true. Wendy said they sat in the ditch for 3 hours because they had a new driver. Oh, no. Robin said, never understood the milk and bread thing. What you going to do? Sit on the couch and eat bread and drink? I know, like, there's no fun in that.
I don't know. I have never understood it either. But
she said, don't feel bad about driving in snow. Many here in Maine, but that live here don't know how to drive in it either. That's crazy. Snow
If you
parties?
live in Maine and don't know
That
how to
should be a
drive in
requirement.
snow,
Like you should have a separate requirement needed on your license to be able to drive in a state that has snow and ice.
well, luckily, and A&W keeps alluding to this. Luckily, being in EMS and law enforcement in my past, going through driving training, I know how to drive in those type conditions.
Yeah.
But most people around here don't. You start having wrecks around here as soon as the first rainfall hits
Yeah.
the road. But people in those areas should be like pros at it.
Yeah. She said, I guess that you wouldn't die if you had milk and bread. I wonder if milk and bread were the cheapest thing, staple items back then. You know, back. They're not now. They're not the cheapest thing now. Bread is. Bread's pretty cheap, but milk is not. And it's just continued to be
Timothy
that one
said
staple.
they shut down all fire and EMS.
For helping that time.
Goodness.
This past January, they closed down the Interstate 95 down overnight in the storm and stopped. Wow.
Sarah's talking about ice fishing, and I think I would enjoy that. I've never been because I've never even visited a place that does ice fishing.
I've only seen it in movies.
You're talking about Grumpy Old Men.
I am.
I know exactly what she's talking about, Sarah. She's watched it on Grumpy Old Men.
Well, they also, that guy on that Christmas movie that I just watched on Netflix where it was like a Hallmark.
Yeah, he was in an ice house.
He was in an ice house. I would stock up on cheese. That would be exactly cheese, crackers, and summer sausage would be what I would stock up on.
I could agree with that.
I would do that. That would be, I could eat that. Anything I could snack on because I'm going to be snacking. Valerie said pizza and beer, cream soups, bread for toasters, and make a grilled cheese from toast. That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do the Grumpy Old Man fishing.
I would too. She said we have stayed on the lake for a week. Oh my gosh.
I think that would be really fun.
She said I'm always stocked up on those.
Maine Nana Bear knows what she's talking about because she just talked about EVOC and called it a rig.
A rig, yeah.
So she knows what she's talking about.
Bread is for sandwiches and milk is for hot chocolate, and kids usually need the milk.
Miss Sue is gonna hook me up with her brother. I can fish in the ice hole with him.
Canada.
I'll go to Canada to go ice fishing.
Do you have to have a passport to go to Canada? Do you have to have a passport to go to Canada?
No.
I don't even have a passport.
You got enough toilet paper? Oh, well, absolutely.
We always got to have toilet paper. There's a bunch of us in our house.
Sue said yes.
Passport. Ooh.
Well, that's okay. You can go to the post office.
They were there doing that the other day, taking pictures against that wall. Yes.
See, everybody is telling you yes.
I could have Googled it, but.
What fun is that? We got people we can ask. Give us answer.
They could have Googled it for me.
They can give you the answer before you can type it in.
She says she don't go there past August, though. Why?
Well, there may be a reason for that. You'll get stuck.
Alan said he wasn't sitting on his ice and fishing.
Well, you got a little chair to sit on. You're not sitting on the ice either.
Sarah said we take our beer and wine fishing, come home to Minnesota, right?
Come to Minnesota.
Oh, come to Minnesota, and my husband will take you ice fishing.
I would love to go ice fishing.
I don't know if I would last very long, but I would.
The closest I've ever come to ice fishing was crappie fishing in Alabama in February, and your rod eyes were icing over.
I thought I was icing over yesterday.
Zoe, we were not icing over. It was like 49 degrees, and we were processing chickens.
I was so cold. And I let everybody know it every 10 minutes.
Family said they're not going to give us the answer, but we can give you an answer.
Right. It's just like
That's
Google.
Okay.
That's exactly like Google. They don't give us, it ain't always, if you need to know the truth about anything, you just go to the internet. She said, I will die. It starts to snow in September, and I hate it. Yeah.
I've actually seen that, Sarah.
Hey,
Some of
honey.
those fish houses are super nice. I mean, they really were.
Yeah. Christina said when the pandemic hit, everyone ran out of toilet paper. I was already stocked up 6 months. My mama told me to get water, toilet paper, and seasonings. That's right.
Yes, and luckily we buy in large enough quantities to where we weren't going to run out. And Zoe will tell you when the pandemic hit and everybody was making this mad dash for toilet paper, I refused to buy toilet paper even when we started running low.
Yeah.
Luckily, we did not run out before they restocked.
No, but
because
it was outrageous.
I told her, I said, people look stupid having that buggy full of toilet paper. I am not
gonna be
gonna
one
do
of
it.
them. Yeah.
And even when we had to have it, like the first 2 trips that they had restocked, I bought like little 4-roll packs just so I didn't look like an idiot.
He did. He might have had to stop every day.
I guess that's silly, but I was just not going to do it.
Yeah. And I tried to have some shipped to us from Sam's and they wouldn't ship it.
Yeah.
She said in Indiana, snow forecast. I'm missing it. In Indiana, snow forecast, go to the store for eggs, milk, and bread, staples you can use for making other meals. That makes sense too.
Yeah.
Miss Kathy said you need heated socks and hand warmers, at least those little packs you can put in your pockets.
Oh, I got lots of those.
I need those. I'll need them all the time. Carolyn said we got down to 1 roll. Oh, gosh.
See, we usually have a good stock of it. I just refuse to be one of those people that ran in there and bought like 4 or 5 monster packets of
Robin
it.
said if you run out of toilet paper, just know your leaves.
Heck yeah.
We got plenty of leaves. We plan to cut up old t-shirts. That's right. That's right. You can buy more shirts later.
That is an awesome idea. Pin that. No. Pin that. They're on auto ship from Amazon. Y'all, if I do it for coffee, surely I can do it for toilet paper.
Well, I never thought about that.
That is an awesome idea. No. Of course, it would be Zach and Jacqueline that would think of that. They're such smart people.
Christina said, I do need the hand warmers now that I'm in a wheelchair. I would love to keep some in my pocket all winter. Just always have some. I just stick my hands in my pocket and get warm.
Carolyn said they bought Kleenex.
Wendy said her mom bought them all bidets.
I'm not doing bidets.
That's so fancy.
I'm not doing bidets.
Yeah, poison ivy leaves. That would be my thing, is I would pick up the wrong leaf. I've only went potty outside in the woods one time. And that's because I was in a boat with my daddy and my brother fishing, and he pulled up, let me out, and I peed all over my clothes, and I've never done it
What
again.
did I tell y'all about the farm girl that was more like the real life Green Acres?
Only that one time, and I won't do it again. I'll hold it. I'm not doing it again. He said, Zach said, don't knock it till you try it. My bidet changed my life.
I bet there is a dad joke about a bidet. I bet there's one.
If there's not, there should be.
There should be, absolutely.
I know, Christina, it's terrible.
Valerie, I always have baby wipes available because we have to baby wipe bath Rhett sometimes.
All the time.
And
Cliff said just get the heated jacket. That's what I keep saying too. I just need the heated jacket. I'm trying to get him to pull the trigger. Actually, I think I just really need some heated
He's going to work on a bidet dad joke. Listen, when I see the bidet dad joke come out, I'm going to lose it worse than Zach does.
Yeah.
It's just going to be.
Dana said toilet paper is definitely nice to have on hand, but we think there are a lot more things that should be considered necessities.
I agree. I can't disagree. Look, this is going to be terrible. I know it's going to sound terrible, but my excuse for not being one of those people that ran to the store and bought up all the toilet paper that actually created the problem. The shortage was created by people overreacting.
Mm-hmm. So you
But
underreacted.
I know this sounds terrible, but y'all, my toilet is about 24 inches from my shower.
That's right. I mean, you
So,
can just, if it come down to it,
there you go.
We'll just take
Just
a lot of showers.
saying.
Wendy said she can't see Zach's comment. Zach's on Facebook.
You're on YouTube, and
Yeah.
Zach is commenting on Facebook. It's
So
the reason
I'm
you're not seeing
trying
it.
to read them out loud as
That's
we go.
why- And that's why we read the comments back or the questions. That's why we
Yes.
read it back, because
Necessities.
if-
Whoopie pies and cheese crackers.
well,
That's
I will have no shortage of those.
right. They said Zach will never make it to the punchline.
That is what gets me so tickled. But y'all, that's why we repeat the question or the comments, because if you're on YouTube, you're not seeing Facebook and vice versa.
Robin said Southern bidet is a water hose.
Yeah, it is.
Or a shower.
Do you know who Robin is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to let you know that the girl that came and got the bees out of the meter
her
for
mama.
you is her mama.
I know.
I was just making sure.
That's his mama, too.
Who?
Buddies.
Yeah, Buddy's mom.
I know. She said I was so poor we couldn't afford a bidet and I had to do handstands in the shower. No, I would die. I would break my neck and die.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
She said, "What was toilet paper? What did toilet paper have to do with the C word?"
I don't know.
We don't know. When there was no bathroom tissue in stores, I ordered online and also got 5 cases of Kleenex plus lotion in case I ran out of the single ply hard bathroom tissue if I had to order. That's right. When I can't help it when it's funny, you gotta laugh. That's right. What makes a bathroom fit for a prince? A raspberry bidet.
That was a dad joke. Timothy come out with a dad joke.
Wendy said I was going through videos last night editing, and JC was saying, "Nana, I got to squat to pee." She's teaching her right.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pull them pants forward too. I learned that.
Zoe, yes, that may be too much detail.
Well, that's how I peed all over my clothes. I didn't pull my pants out of the way. Oh my goodness.
I wonder if you can order Chestnut Hills branded TP.
We can make that happen for the right price.
That
You
wouldn't
know
that
you
be
can order.
we would be the only channel to have our own
Woo.
TP on our merch line.
Zach said we'll work on that.
We're gonna have toilet paper on our merch.
Cliff said just don't use the burlap bags.
No.
Yeah, Timothy said to everyone buying up tons of toilet paper, you should get a bidet. It'll be right up your alley.
Look,
That's so funny.
he's full of dad jokes.
That's so funny. See, Sarah said I did it right. You lean back and pull your clothes forward.
Well, I know
I did
it,
not
but
do all that though.
I don't
did
know
none of
if
that.
you need to say it on a live.
I was young. I squatted and
I'm
did not pull
talking-
my
Zoe.
clothes forward.
I'm talking about right now.
Oh, well, it's already there. Gina said she just saw my story on Just Dig It Farms and loved it. Thank you.
I think there was probably a lot of people that were surprised by that, but they would be even more surprised if they watched the one that you did for
For
church.
yeah. That was before we had Farmerette and all.
It was. Sure was.
We weren't married yet.
Mm-mm.
We weren't married yet.
We were going to church together, but we weren't married yet when you did that little series.
That's right.
I was driving 84 miles to pick up Zoe on a Sunday morning, driving back to Clanton, attend church, and I would drive 84 miles back to take her home. So I was driving almost 350 miles every Sunday.
That's right. Everybody said we're all family now, Nick. It's okay. Sarah said we're all friends, so it's good. See?
Uh,
Thank you, Miss Carolyn.
I'm just trying to keep Zoe reeled in a little bit.
Well, I mean, why did our color go crazy?
I don't know.
You moved too much. It is love, and it was a hard love to begin with because I was not easy to love.
No,
It's
our
like that-
first date
like that
was a
song.
disaster. Did I? I've got to ask this question, y'all.
I'm scared.
Miss Terry asked, "How did we meet?" So I'll get to that in just a second. But y'all, did anybody else spend their entire first date fighting and then manage to go on a second date?
I actually told you just to let me out of the car. I would walk because I was not talking to you no more.
Mm-hmm. And I refused to answer her when she tried to call me back.
I did. I might have apologized. I don't remember.
You did, finally. I figured you were way too proud to apologize, and I didn't care if you did.
Laughing in my face. She said, is it possible keeping her reeled in? Because my husband would say, oh, heck no. I am not the same person now that I was.
Oh, no.
6 years ago.
Wait a minute. Somebody just asked, were you on Just Dig It? I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah,
hers just came out on Friday.
Mm-hmm. My name is Zoe, and it was episode 8. It's the one she just put out.
Gina said it sounds like a Hallmark movie. It does.
Sounds like a backwoods.
Well, no, because if every Hallmark movie, the two that end up together hate each other in the beginning.
Well, I mean, they didn't pick to go out on a date in the beginning either.
Yeah, well, we did do that.
We decided we'd give each other a chance.
We went on a date. We met. I used to play pool 4 nights a week. That's all I did. I was single and I played a lot of pool.
He played good pool too. He's a good pool player. He probably still is.
I doubt it. I retired. But Zoe and I actually met playing pool. Or I was playing pool. She was just spectator.
Mm-hmm.
And we went on our first date. And it went well until right at the end. And it was time to go. Get in the truck and taking you back to Talladega. And then we fought all the way to Talladega.
Which was about an hour.
And when I let her out of the truck, I didn't care if I ever heard from her again.
You make me sound like terrible.
And she told me, wait, I'm not to my bad part yet. She actually told me just to let her out. She would walk the rest of the way.
He said, I don't know who you've been on a date with before, but you ain't going to just sit in this truck and ignore me. Y'all, it was bad. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
He said, you can plaster yourself to that window if you want to, but you ain't going to just sit over there and not talk to me. Yeah. Dear Lord, baby Jesus. That is commitment. It is.
I'm in Texas. Where y'all from? Not real far, I bet. We're in Central Alabama. Does it sound obvious? Oh, goodness. She picked Alan up on the side of the road while Mark working a motorcycle wreck.
Did he? He put that thumb out and she said, woo-wee, baby.
I'm afraid that Wes said that's like Angie and him.
He did.
We'll have to get those details later.
We'll get those in
because
person.
That was y'all. That first date was something else.
Well, we'll just be honest about it. That was the devil trying to put a stop in the work he was doing for our life.
Well, I didn't know that at the time.
That's right.
And
yeah, and it was. Ooh.
And I'm And Zoe will back this up. When I answered her, when I finally answered her, because I was ignoring her, when I finally answered her, did I not tell you that I had prayed about it and I felt like God told me to and I didn't want to? I told her, I said, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
but I feel like I'm supposed to.
That's right. Foot's asleep.
Carolyn met her husband. He was the tow truck driver to her wreck.
See?
Goodness.
He saved you more ways than you knew, didn't he? She said my husband, Sarah said her husband and her are always bickering. It's the way they love each other. If they're bored if they don't.
That was just our first date. And there was probably plenty of that afterwards, I guess. But now I think it's more just jabbing at each other.
We don't fight.
We don't have a whole lot of fights, I don't think. I mean,
I won't say we don't ever, but if we do, it's a good one and then it's over. But it's not very often.
I don't think so.
I kind of get a.
It's like Sarah's talking about bickering. I don't think we really bicker. I think we just jab at each other. But Zoe doesn't really take me as seriously anymore. And I think that probably helps. Because she just, if I'm jabbing at her, she kind of ignores me. And that's.
I have a problem.
Because most of the time I'm not serious.
Well, I have a problem with my tone. I mean, I'm saying that because you tell me that, but I'm quick to, what's the nice way to say it? I don't know what I'm trying to say now.
I don't know.
I don't either. Keep going. I'm done.
It seems to be the theme on YouTube, starting with DJ Arms' interview with the young man from her church. I saw...
Oh, the one that was in the football?
Yeah,
entry?
I saw where she put that on there, but I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know. Okay, you got to pin that one.
Okay, first he said, how long have we been married?
5 years. I had to remember if it was 16 or 17, but we got married in 17, didn't we?
Well, Jacqueline's going to kill you. First time I met Jacqueline, she talked for an hour about her boyfriend. Our first date was when she told me she was breaking up with him.
That's a great story.
Oh, Tim, I have a lot of squirrel moments. Assertive. I just, I think
you're assertive.
I
don't think you're really assertive. You're very.
I'm snappy.
You will.
That's what I'm saying. I'm snappy.
You will have a snappy tone at times, but
it's not intentional as a snap. It's just a quick response come out the wrong way.
Now, Wolfpack, you said you're late, but I saw that you were on here waiting before we ever got on here.
Yeah.
How'd you end up late? She must have been playing with dogs or feeding everybody.
My tone is not always the best. You know, I'm short-tempered sometimes. New gun laws they have been putting out designed to take your gun rights for arguing misdemeanor regardless.
What?
New gun laws.
Well, I'm reading the comment. I don't know what it's answering to.
It's a misdemeanor regardless for taking your gun rights for arguing.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Taking your guns for arguing? Oh, I guess if it's considered domestic violence or something. But
she said, you are like my husband. He sounds gruffly all the time, like he's mad, but he's a big teddy bear.
I can't deny that. You're pointing at me like I'm denying it. I have not denied that at all. Yeah, she's got 2 layers of puppies. That's why she's late. Man,
that's a lot. She said marriage is like a war. If you want to win the war, you have to pick your battles.
Well, that's just true.
And that's how, you work on figuring out each other's faults and valleys. Like I know things that get on your nerves, and then I do them a little harder or a little more, just because then you're gonna get all, and then you get all your feathers ruffled up, and then I'll say, "What's wrong with you? You had a bad day?" It wasn't bad till now.
Yep, that's about the extent of it. It wasn't bad till you started messing with me.
That's right, Sarah.
So before we end up in a fight, I wanted to ask a question because, or no, I didn't really want to ask a question. I wanted to make a comment because Wes and Angie had some mail lady issues. Did you hear that part?
I did. I was listening from the kitchen.
We had the same kind of stuff happen.
Uh-huh.
Y'all, my goodness, I don't think she's our mail lady anymore, is she?
I don't know.
I don't think it's the same
So,
one.
as the mail lady is pulling in front of your mailbox, ours had a heavy foot. And so she would come in on two wheels, stop, and then take off as fast as she could.
It was actually slinging mud up on the mailbox. It was that bad.
Well, then we quit getting mail. And then we had a letter in our mailbox saying we needed to put new gravel down because there was a rut that she had to drive in.
So they weren't going to deliver the mail anymore.
They wouldn't deliver our mail anymore.
Because of a rut she made.
That cost
me $800.
Right.
To get my mail.
Right. That from the incident she made.
And it was something that she caused. It was terrible. But I heard Wes and Angie talking about that, and I'm like, my gosh, that sounds just like what we did. There's you a comment, Zoe.
This one?
Yeah.
Let's see.
They're bound and determined to get me in trouble.
Let's see. It says, I'd say you are a great team. Look how much you've accomplished in 5 years. I thought it was at least 10. That feels like 30.
So you need to tag Dana's comment up there because
Dana said if you can farm and ranch together and stay married, you can do anything together. But sometimes it is nice to have separate tractors.
So number one, yes, we do have separate tractors. But at the Okie Homesteading Expo,
that's right.
Brooke and Jason were speaking.
Had just gotten started.
And Brooke said, if you can farm together, you can do anything. And looked to her left and said,
ain't that right?
You hear me, Nick?
That's right. She said, give the mail lady some wine for Christmas. She'll be happier, but you might be fixing your mailbox a little bit more.
So here's kind of what Wes and Angie were talking about is that we had left goodies in the mailbox for our mail carrier and things like that. And I think Zoe gave it to the garbage men one time and, whatever. So good night, Timothy. We appreciate you being with us. But this one caused the problem, and that wasn't the only problem. We had other issues, and if it was raining and we had a package, we just weren't getting it. If it didn't fit in the mailbox, she'd take it back and leave us a letter. We had to pick it up there, and stuff like that. And thankfully, I had to do the same thing they did. I finally called the post office and said, "Look, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, but y'all have already refused to deliver my mail. It cost me $800 for a problem you caused."
That's right.
And now this one's making me come to the post office to pick up a package just because you don't want to get out of the car.
Yes.
So I think they
might have changed her route or let her find.
I don't know, but either way, the lady I talked to said, I used to be your carrier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm about to go back on that route. It was the person when I called, that's who I talked to.
Mm-hmm.
And we have not had any other issues. So I think they must have changed that person.
Yeah.
I hope Wes and Angie are able to get that worked out because it's miserable when they're holding your mail hostage.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Sarah said here in Minnesota, if we don't like someone, we put a rotten fish in their mailbox. At least my hubby did to an ex-girlfriend.
God.
So there's something I
That's
wanted
some more of
to
that
hit
ice
on
fishing stuff. 'cause-
before we get ready to go over to watch Cog Hill. Can we talk about what Maine Nana Bear has done?
yes, you can.
So Maine Nana Bear, she is on here as well. She has been so nice, and she went and sent an email on our behalf to the Stay Fresh Freeze Dryer Company, and she has.
It was her idea.
We didn't. This wasn't our idea at all, and she had put a bug in their ear basically to see if they would be willing to sponsor. What would be the right
I don't know. She asked about them sending us a freeze dryer. I
to
guess
send
kind of
us
like a
freeze
review or
dryer
something.
to do a review comparing it to the well-known Harvest Right freeze dryer because
Which is what I was about to buy.
right the Stay Fresh is it's newer on and it's
Well, they got a. They're running a.
industrial.
They're running a sale, and Cog Hill has like an affiliate link.
Right.
So I was about to buy one of those anyway. And then Maine Nana Bear said, hey, there's this other company that I'm in contact with.
Yes. So what I wanted to put out there is if you guys, she got response back from them in an email, and they are so nice. And she just let them know, hey, they're a small channel, a small farm. They could, review your product and just check them out and see what you guys think. If you might be willing to kind of be a sponsor of theirs and let them try out the freeze dryer and give you an honest review. And so I just thought maybe we could put their email out. And if you are into that kind of thing, you're more than willing to put our name out there so that maybe we could get us a sponsor. That would be so cool. And I really just want it to just for the freeze dryer. I want a freeze dryer. I've always wanted a freeze dryer.
That's terrible.
What?
That's terrible to want a sponsor just because you want a freeze dryer.
Well, I do, but I mean, I want a good one, and we could review it because you know what I mean. I mean, I don't want just a freeze dryer, even if it's a junky freeze dryer. I want a freeze dryer. Why is our light doing all that?
I don't know.
I want a freeze dryer so that we can preserve and put away and but I want it to be a good one, and I'd be willing to review theirs so people can compare it to the only well-known freeze dryer there is on the market, the Harvest Right, and put it on there too. You got it, Carolyn. She said she'd do it for some freeze-dried candy. And I want to make some freeze-dried candy. I mean, I'll just be honest. So,
Christina, I agree 100%. Maine Nana Bear said she sent it to both. She was wanting us to do a side-by-side,
right,
like a comparison. But Christina, it was a very kind gesture from her.
She's such a nice lady.
We did talk about freeze dryers.
Yeah.
And I knew that they had a sale going with Harvest Right. And Cog Hill has an affiliate link with them. And to be honest, that's what I was about to do. I was about to buy one.
Yeah.
And Maine Nana Bear asked, hey, would you mind if I sent this email?
Good night, Cliff. So Maine Nana Bear put the email on here, and I'll leave it up for another minute or so because I know we're all getting ready to go over to Cog Hill.
I'm assuming they're coming on at 7, so yeah, that's where we'll be.
And then, or we can have all that info together when we come back together on Wednesday. But, it's whatever you guys want to say. We just appreciate it. I mean, we're not asking you to do it at all. We're just, Maine Nana Bear did it, and
Zoe is. That's what she's asking you.
I'm not.
She's a beggar.
I am not.
Zoe's a beggar. She has no shame. She has zero shame.
I have all the shame in the world. My face is getting flush. Anyway, we'll put it out there. I know we're getting ready to get off of here. Maybe
What
we
did
can.
she do? She said, "Oops, that messed up."
So they're coming on anyway. So what we'll do is when we come on Wednesday, we'll have all that information together, and we'll share it.
You good?
I'm good. All right. Main Nana Bear, what we'll do is we'll do that on Wednesday. When we come together, we'll put all that info up, and then we're all gonna head over to Cog Hill and watch them now and see what's Jason call himself?
The wordsmith.
Let's see what the wordsmith has in store for us tonight.
Guys, thank y'all for being with us, and we
Yes.
appreciate the new folks that joined us from Big Family Small Farm.
Yes.
And we hope to see y'all again on Wednesday.
Bye, y'all.